I don't know why you have a ton of data. I mean, maybe your wife or GF or hubby or kid is a huge photography nerd. Maybe you're the world's worst Let's Player who needs to record hours of footage to salvage 3 minutes of entertaining content. Or maybe you have 100 monkeys tied up in your basement, typing away 24/7 at keyboards, hoping to reproduce the entire works of William Shakespeare. I don't care. Whatever the reason is, you're looking for a better way to expand your storage safely. And that is what this video is about. Intel brings DDR4 to the mainstream with their Core i7 6700K and Core i5 6600K processors. Check out the link in the video description to learn more. So the way most people expand their storage is by buying a hard drive and putting it into their computer tower. Wrong. If you need a fast way to expand your Steam library, sure. But for bulk storage of things like photos or videos, this is pretty much guaranteed to be a crummy way to do it in the longer term. Consolidating your storage in a NAS or network-attached storage device makes it easier to share, and if you have multiple devices like a desktop and a laptop, it helps avoid that nightmare of, where did I put that file? Or where did I put that one? Without relying on cloud storage services, which can get very expensive with higher capacity plans, not to mention the trust issues that some people have with giving somebody else their sensitive data for safekeeping. On top of that, even basic networking equipment these days can handle over 100 megabyte per second transfer speeds, meaning that even 4K video editing across a network is easy as pie with the right workflow. The main problem with network-attached storage is that the consumer-grade stuff sucks. The single drive or 2-bay stuff sucks because it's slow and offers little to no redundancy, that is, protection from drive failures. And the 4-bay and up stuff sucks because the affordable ones are slow with limited functionality, while the good ones are so expensive you might as well just buy a computer to do it. And that's ignoring the, with some exceptions, generally crappy, unintuitive management software. So enough about the problem then, let's talk about the solution. We've been diving into more and more server-grade stuff on the channel lately for a number of reasons. Number one, I find it interesting. Deal with it. Number two, whether it's higher capacity RAM or SSDs or many core CPUs, it's a reflection of the technology that will trickle down into consumer grade gear in the future, which I find interesting. Deal with it. And number three, which ties in closely with number two, old server stuff can be incredibly cheap while offering the same functionality or better than what a general consumer would be able to buy on the shelf today. So it's time to hit up good old eBay. I found that buying a cheap, already built computer is a good way to both ensure the compatibility of all the parts you're getting and save a few bucks versus buying individual components, but your mileage may vary. So any Core i3 based machine will be powerful enough for all but the heaviest NAS use and will sip power relative to a more featureful processor. Ensure that the included motherboard and power supply are standard ATX, and check the motherboard product page to ensure that it has gigabit LAN. From there, if you just want a couple of disks and you don't mind fussing with internal cables whenever you want to expand, you can add either a free NAS OS like Rockstore or a paid one like the one that we use at Linus Media Group on RAID for like 60 bucks, and you're actually sort of good to go. I mean, it'll be a bit of an eyesore, but hopefully the money you saved will help heal that wound, because a dual-core class NAS box off a retail shelf would cost 2 times as much or more. But if you want something then that more closely resembles the pre-built NAS experience, I've got some tips there too. First, you'll want to change out that case. eBay to the rescue again here. Search for Hot Swap Case and you'll come up with all kinds of options that should suit your needs. This Chenbro refurb that I found while writing this looks perfect for us. Standard ATX motherboard compatibility and up to 8 drive sleds. Power supplies can be a little tricky with these rack mount style cases. This one's a 2U, and not all this stuff is super standard, but with some double-sided tape or hot glue, this one could be made to fit quite easily and is affordable. If you find something like this 6-drive ready bundle, you actually won't even need to worry about the power supply or this next step, but most of the cases you'll encounter will need power supplies and will use SFF 8087 SAS connectors for their hot swap backplanes, which leads us finally to the original inspiration for this video, my search for a cheap storage card for my personal home server upgrade. Now, I had thought that I could repurpose an old RAID card, but what I discovered is that for proper monitoring and smart reporting, that is, the health of your drives, HBAs, or host bus adapters with no RAID functionality, just ports to plug into, work much better than RAID cards, because most, and there are some exceptions, RAID cards, even in JBOD or HBA mode, will not behave completely transparently, which can be an even bigger problem for OSs that require bare drive access, like FreeNAS. The issue is that affordable HBAs either use normal SATA connectors, making them unsuitable for use with a backplane, or they're made by brands that I frankly wouldn't put my important data anywhere near. So I ended up following Alpenwasser's guide on the Linus Tech Tips forum to pick up some cheap cables and a super affordable LSI RAID card model, the 9211 8i on eBay again, that supports 8 drives and can be flashed to something called IT mode to make it behave exactly like an HBA. After the flash, all the smart monitoring data showed up perfectly, and for $500, or much less if you have some parts lying around to reuse or you don't mind sacrificing some power efficiency by using even older hardware from a thrift shop like FreeGeek, we've got ourselves a wicked box to put in the closet that, depending on the operating system you choose, but we actually accounted for some budget for Unraid, can do so much more than an off-the-shelf NAS, not to mention the nearly unlimited upgradability down the line. I mean, try upgrading this thing. Speaking of upgrading, why don't you upgrade your internet connection today? TunnelBear is the easy-to-use VPN app for mobile and desktop. TunnelBear allows you to tunnel through over a dozen different countries, which makes it appear to websites or online services as though you are browsing from those countries. Great for getting access to stuff that you otherwise wouldn't have. They've got apps for iOS, Android, PC, and Mac, and they also have a Chrome extension. And the greatest thing about TunnelBear is that it is super easy to use. You just download it, install it, basically press a button, say, okay, I want to be American today, and boom, your connection gets encrypted with AES 256-bit encryption without any tomfoolery with, port forwarding or any of that nonsense, and you are off to the races. And the best thing about it, again, actually I've come up with a lot of best things about it today. Another great thing about it is that if you do have any trouble, their friendly support bears are happy to help you. Another best thing about it is that they even give you the first 500 megabytes of data for free, so you can try it out, no credit card required. Then if you want to upgrade to an unlimited plan, which is quite affordable by the way, you can save 10% by going to tunnelbear.com/LTT. So start browsing privately today. So thanks for watching, guys. If you disliked this video, hit that dislike button. I'm not afraid, but if you liked it, hit the like button, get subscribed, and maybe even consider supporting us. You can use your Amazon affiliate, you can use our Amazon affiliate code when you shop at Amazon, instructions for which are up there. You can buy a cool shirt like this one, or you can give us a direct monthly contribution through our community forum, which gives you a little contributor badge and it's cool stuff. Now that you're done doing all that stuff, you're probably wondering what to watch next, so click that little button in the top right corner to check out, I don't know, what the hell have we done recently? Fascinating. You can see me take an angle grinder to a GTX Titan video card. Yes, my friends, it's actually less cringeworthy than it sounds.